they're see-through. If you look at the trash cans, right, there's a white translucent plastic bag on it. That's just to avoid people putting suspicious packages into the trash. That's where that comes from. So you'll see it. You'll see, for example, now just where I'm sitting, just right of me to the left, there's a trash can there, and it's got a see-through white bag. Now, for me, the only way I get around Paris is using the metro. I don't use the buses. I tend to just look at the map, figure out where I want to go, what metro station I need, and how to get there. Through any Maps aren't generally available, but they're at the train station and they're on the wall. The metropolitan. This here on the left hand side, guys, on the left of us here, we're going around, but the medieval part of Paris, the only part left with the narrow alleyways is to our left. Right? That's also we'll be approaching the Sorbonne, the University of Paris. Latin. Seriously, I'm nervously looking at the sky, hoping for a little bit of Sorbonne, including the Sorbonne. The university is known by its name. The University of Paris is known as the Sorbonne. Okay, S-O-R-B-O-N-N. We're going to take we're going to go upwards. This is known as Rue Saint-Jacques. And we're going to pass some more of the university building. Mohammed's going to bring us up a little bit higher. We're going to walk down to the restaurant, which means we're going to have to walk up later on by that stage. Street that we're going to cross now, Rue de École. École means school. Okay, everybody, we are going to get off the coast very shortly. Now, we're all going to get out towards the front of the coach because it's the only place that we can get out and get through the railing. So please, in your own time, nice and easy, off the coach. And we're going to...
Look to the right. Louis Vuitton has left a suitcase here, abandoned on the side of the street. Well, you know what it is? This suitcase is hiding the scaffolding, because soon we will have a 5-star hotel here on the side of the avenue, and as it's not nice to see scaffoldings down the street, voila, they made this beautiful decor. On your right hand side, Louis Vuitton shop, the official store of the company. Look in front of us. To the right, the Fouquet's, the most famous restaurant down the Champs-Élysées, the one of the movie stars, the comedians, the actors. When they come to Paris, it's usually where they come and stop. And you see in front of us, the end of the Champs-Élysées, right in front of us is the Needle. The Needle is the obelisk, Egyptian obelisk. It's standing in the middle of the Concorde Square. So you see the Champs-Élysées goes from the arch to the Concorde Square in front of us. Today the Concorde Square is used as a stadium, but if you see after the obelisk, there's a bowl, a round bowl. Can you see that? It's the famous zip line with the flame for the statue, for the games. You know that beautiful flame goes up with an air balloon. Well, that's the air balloon right in front of us. So you see from your hotel, you can walk to the arch, go down the Champs-Élysées, get to the Concorde Square, go see the air balloon. Now for the air balloon you need to sign up on the website, but you have to see it at night when the flame goes up at night. It's really fantastic these days. It's only for the games, don't miss it. And then the balloon is in the middle of a park, 16th century park, the Tuileries. And right after you see at the horizon line there's a roof. You see the roof sticking out? It's the Louvre. The Louvre is there, just in front of us. On the same axis, Arch of Triumph, Champs-Élysées, Concorde Square, Tuileries Garden, and the Louvre. So that's what we call the royal axis in town. Absolutely beautiful perspective going through town from the west end of the city, at the back of the bus, to the city center in front of us. It's not the east side, it's really the city center just ahead of us. Champs-Élysées, you see all these buildings on your right, on your left-hand side were built to be residential buildings. Today, nobody lives here anymore. Definitely. According to the most recent polls, really, this is the place of town where the Parisians are coming for shopping during the daytime, for having fun at night, because this is where we have our clubs, our discotheques, our places for fun. And this is where we come for work too, because all these buildings have been transformed into office buildings. And in front of us, voila, security check. All the people who have their tickets to go see the games. You know, the Paris Games started 3 days ago. The opening ceremony was right here where we are. It finished by the Concorde Square. It was another fantastic show. And the games are not over yet. We are turning. We say au revoir to the Champs-Élysées, because you see, we cannot go further. Let's go somewhere else. If you like high fashion to that, this is the place in Paris. Avenue Montaigne. Look right, look left, and keep in mind, this shop will be open at 10 a.m. You're going to see all the prestigious names. We call this avenue the birthplace of high fashion. In Paris for sure, but maybe in the world. Dolce & Gabbana, Chloe, you see all of them are here. There's a big competition between Milano and Paris to know where high fashion started. Of course, for the French, it's here. For the Italian, it's there. But it's okay. Chanel, you see. You're going to see Dior, the famous Christian Dior, open his shop here. You're going to see the official shop of the company here. To the left, it's coming, to the left, and they have opened a fantastic museum. 2 years ago, you can go and look at all the dresses of the Dior company here. To the left, we still have Roman ruins in Paris. So the Roman baths here, to the right. And we're going to see the oldest part of town here. The city island is just ahead of you. And you see there's a spire sticking out just in front of us. This spire is the spire of the chapel of our king, Louis IX, nicknamed St. Louis. You know him because you have St. Louis, Missouri, right? St. Louis was the king known under the number 9. He was extremely pious and he was king of France. So, At the beginning, we had Celts here. The Celts were defeated by the Romans. Paris was a Roman city for 500 years. And then in the 6th century after Christ, the kings of France established their kingdom here. Palace of our kings was here, on top of this island, and it was used from the 6th century to the 1300s.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out.
array of vases, 26 objects that had been used during the Passion of Jesus. And this is why twist your neck a little bit, you're going to see the Sainte-Chapelle, Holy Chapel here to the left, 13th century chapel. Look toward the back of the bus, you see it sticking out. It was in the middle of the king's palace on your left-hand side, the property of the king when he was living here. The kings of France lived in that royal residence from the 6th century to the 1300. You're going to see what is left from this first palace of our kings. To the left you see some people queuing to go inside too. They're queuing to go in the former guard room of our at the pepper pot roofs. This building looks old. It is old. It's the first palace of our kings. In front of us, the Châtelet Square, 19th century square, with two beautiful theaters and a fountain dating back to the time of Napoleon. So you see where we pass the river, we're coming from the left bank, we cross the city island. To confuse you, we call it the New Bridge. It's the oldest one in town. Well, when it was built, it was new. It was a new concept. It was the first stone-built-in bridge in stone at that time period. Stone. Before that time, all the bridges were built in wood, so this is the way it was new in the way it was built. Look to the right, the chapel sticking out. You see Sainte-Chapelle to the right? 26 objects that have been used during the Passion of Jesus. I'm talking of the true cross, the lance, the sponge, you know, all the nails. 26 objects that were extremely, of course, important for that time period. The collection was torn during the French Revolution, but we still have three parts of that collection. We still have the crown of thorns of Jesus, we still have the part of the true cross, and we still have a nail. Their part is Notre-Dame Cathedral. It's a pure miracle. This church should have collapsed. It shouldn't be here anymore. It's a miracle that we still have it. Because if you think of the violence of the fire, if you think of the heat, if you think of the way the temperature went up, it lasted for 16 hours. And this church is built with the local stone, and the local stone is limestone. So when you hit the limestone, usually the stone returns to sand. We had to wait 3-4 months after the fire for the stone to cool down. I remember I used to come here to take walks and I could hear the stone cracking. The miracle is that the stone resisted. Just the week after the fire, you know, the big wooden brackets were brought in order to support the flying buttresses, in order to reinforce the structure, and that helped a lot, of course, for the whole building to stay put. Second miracle is the structure resisted. This church is a Gothic architecture, which means that the weight of the building is not supported by the walls, but by the pillars and by the flying buttresses. Flying buttresses outside, pillars inside. This is why the Gothic architecture is the architecture of the stained glass windows, because you can open as many windows as you want, because the walls, the weight of the building is not supported by the walls. Look at the beautiful rose window on your right hand side. Do you think that these rose windows support the weight of the building? No. Flying buttresses outside and pillars inside. If you remember the way the spire went down, the spire broke into two parts. You had this terrible vision in mind. The upper part of the spire fell on the side of the church, on the other side of the church, and the bottom part went through it. Miracle number 2. none of the flying buttresses, none of the pillars was touched. None. If one of them had been touched, the whole building would have collapsed in 10 minutes times, one arch pushing the one next to it, because all the arches are connected. Miracle number 2, the structure resisted. Miracle number 3, our firemen saved the tower. They went inside and they stopped the fire from burning inside the towers. Look at them on your right hand side. And in the one next to the bus, Quasimodo is still living. He has survived to the fire and he is sending you his best wishes.
Oh.
So, honestly, we have the feeling that the church had been protected by whoever. The finger of God was still on it. And we're going to reopen our church this year. It's going to be on December the 6th for the celebration of the Virgin Mary. And it's going to be something special, for sure. So what caused the fire was an electrical problem. We've lost a 19th century spire, a reproduction already of a fantasy, I would say, of the 19th century. And you can give a good hand to Mohammed. Look at you. So we've lost a spire, we've lost a roof, but other than that, main structure intact, stained glass windows intact, statues intact, treasury of Notre-Dame Cathedral intact. Well, we feel lucky. On va tourner autour du Luxembourg. We are back to where the schools are, you remember? We're crossing the boulevard. Oh, our regular streets have a name. They are rue. You see, here we're driving down the Rue Saint-Jacques. It's when you were with us. And the idea for the king was to live there in the middle of his court people. So which means that he's not the only one who moved to Versailles. But all the important people of Paris left Paris and went to live next to him at Versailles. It's a complete rupture between the king and his people. And most of our kings were named Louis, referring to number 1 French king. So the last kings of France, Louis number 30, Louis number 40, Louis number 50, and Louis number 60. Voilà. You just need to know how to count from number 30 to number 60. Our French Revolution started on July the 14th, 1789. It's an easy date to keep in mind. 7, 8, 9. You see? Easy to remember. And the French Revolution.
Guys, this is like the Medicis. They came over and they're very, very important and they did a whole lot of stuff. The Richelieu wing, by the way. This is a massive fortress, guys, okay? And it's grown up over time.